Today on the table I have the PT-111 G2 and the TH-9C. You will see a $68 price split. Now that's actually going against the G2C, not the PT-111, because I can't order those anymore, so I don't know currently what the price is on the PT-111. But if that was a G2C, a $68 price split, the TH-9C being $68 more. Obviously, right away, you're going to notice the biggest difference. The TH-9C is a double single. The PT-111 is just a striker fire. Specs. The TH-9C is a longer firearm. Slightly taller, even with the magazines out. It is a slightly fatter firearm because of your controls. And the distance between your center of bore, or your bore axis, I guess you'd call it, is exactly the same between the TH-9C and the PT-111. Now the TH-9C does have a fatter barrel, so that's something. The TH-9C is also a far easier firearm to rack. The PT-111 isn't crazy hard, but it is probably twice as hard as a TH-9C. Controls. Slide release from your normal shooting position on the PT-111 is doable. Safety, also very easy to do from your normal shooting position. Magazine release, same there. The TH-9C from your normal shooting position, slide release very easy to hit. Same with your decocker. Mag release is different though. They made this ambi, so your mag release can work from either side, but then they put the groove in for your finger, and the little ramp on that groove blocks your magazine release. So hitting it from your normal shooting position is very hard to do. It's easier just to cock the firearm slightly, like put your finger on the trigger guard. Well, even that's hard. They need to do something about this. I don't like that at all. Your PT-111 has plastic sights. Your TH-9C, metal sights. The TH-9C does also have a slightly longer barrel. Both have accessory rails. Your TH-9C's got a higher capacity. Your PT-111, you're looking at 12+1. Your TH-9C, you get two different magazines. Your small one is 13+1. And then they give you an extended magazine, which is 17+1, I believe. Yeah, 17+1. That's what that's going to look like. Also, when you purchase a firearm, with the TH-9C, you're going to get your two different magazines, a speed loader, firearm lock, range flag, your owner's manual, and I'm not seeing a sticker anywhere. No, I'm not seeing a sticker. But you do get a very nice hard case. It's hinged in the back, exactly like you'd like to see a case. In the front, very nice latches. It's also got a spot where you can put a padlock on it. Your PT-111, inside the box you're going to get a second 12-round magazine, a lawyer card, your lockdown key, and your sight adjustment tool, owner's manual, and I'm not seeing a sticker on this one either. Trigger brake, PT-111, pretty awful. I get a lot of movement in the front sight. Now this firearm is second strike capable. There's your reset, and then your brake again. TH9C, this is a double single action mode. Not too shabby. I personally would like to see something a little bit better out of my single action, but for a budget handgun, I can't really complain. Then your double action brake. Not too bad. It's hard to find because it sets up, you'll have like a pressure release right here. So it's easy to overshoot that and just break it. So it's kind of hard to stage up the double action. But it is doable, and it may get easier as this firearm gets broken in. Reset. Oh, I overshot it. Right there. And then your brake again. Not too bad at all. As far as the double single, like I said, I would like to see something slightly better with the single action mode, but this trigger just totally murders this one. But everybody knows that the PT-111 trigger is just awful, so it's pretty easy to beat that one. If you're thinking about purchasing the PT-111, honestly, if you have a choice, go with the G2C. The biggest problem I have seen with these, like I have personally seen this, is your lockdown key. Under recoil, it works itself into the lock position, taking the firearm out of use. Basically, what'll happen is sometimes you'll shoot and it'll fire. Sometimes you'll shoot and you'll get a dead trigger. So definitely go with the G2C if you have that option. They're phasing these out, so these shouldn't be in gun shops really anymore. But just in case you see them in a gun shop and you have that option. The rear sight on the the PT-111 is adjustable. Windage and elevation. Your lockdown key also has a tool to adjust it. The TH9C you can adjust for windage, but there's not an elevation adjustment. Chances are though, as long as the sights are decent, they'll be good to go. Both use 3-dot sights. Now which one would I pick? The TH9C or the PT-111? To be totally honest, when I got this in yesterday, I was actually struck dumb. Like, I assumed it would be quality, but what you get for the price you're paying is going to make the consumer feel pretty damn good. The PT-111 did that as well, because like, let's say you're looking at a high point or a PT-111, you wind up purchasing the high point, you're constantly running into things you don't like about it, low capacity, it's heavy, etc., etc. This, you could purchase it and feel good about it. It does everything you'd ask a firearm to do, especially at that price point. But this goes just a little bit farther. The styling's better. It's a double single, which I'm a personal fan of double singles. The texture is just awesome. They both take down just like a Glock. You get the nice hard case, which eats up the $60. I feel it eats up the $60 difference. Plus the 2 different size magazines, so this can fit in different types of rolls. So which one would I purchase over the PT-111 or the G2C? Both of them are great if you're new at shooting. But the PT-111, especially if you're new to firearms, is going to be a better carry option. That hammer is a big old nasty snag point on your clothes, and you don't want to pull it out, have your shirt get hooked on it or something and cost you your life. Plus, the PT-111 is a lighter firearm. If this was a G2C, I might pick this over carrying, but because of this lockdown key, I would either have to render this useless, like with Loctite or something, or stake it in place, or I go with the G2C. Now, this is going to have a longer curve. The TH9C is going to have a longer learning curve, but you'll be better with it in the end. Because it has a better trigger, which this trigger's plastic and it feels kind of squishy. I'm concerned about it possibly having failure problems. But if you wanted to go with something aftermarket, it's just a pin. But anyway, sorry I keep getting sidetracked. The learning curve is going to be longer on a TH9C, but you'll be better with it in the end. The controls are better. A nice big fat slide release, very easy to hit. The biggest issue I'm having really is just this magazine release. And I don't know why they have an ambi magazine release when all the controls are still on the right-handed, or the left-handed side for a right-handed shooter. So even if you want, I mean, you could use this left-handed and eject your magazine, but then you're going to have to work all your controls with your right hand. So, you will be better with this, and because you have a nicer trigger break, it does give you an offensive capability. What I'm guaranteed to hit with this is going to be very limited to short range. Yeah, for normal defensive situations, that's just fine. But let's say I pull up to drop my daughter off to school and there's some weirdo out there shooting people up and I need to make a very accurate shot. I'm going to want a double action firearm because then I can go to single action mode, cock the hammer beforehand, and make a very, very precise shot. Where that's just not a possibility with this because of how the trigger breaks, it causes your front sight to fishtail when it breaks. It's going to really limit the amount of accuracy you can do. But again, this has got a longer learning curve. It's a double single, so you have an option for a safety. Or you can just go double action mode. Or you can have the hammer cocked on safety. Those are all things you have to consider when buying this firearm. But anyway, this would be my pick over these two firearms. Thank you for watching. Leave in the comments below which one you would pick and why. Don't forget to subscribe.